Been nigga down for too long. What's up? What's happening? What's good, people? Got Dean in this motherfucker.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
What's up, man? Back at it again. Yeah, it's a lot of people in the city that I would want to work with. I would say Little St. Louis, Smino, Haley Bop, 30 Deep Grimy, Three Problems. It's a lot of good talent here, and I feel like is gonna mold the future.
So yeah, we're here with hip hop recording artist Dean, straight out of St. Louis, Missouri. Tell us a little bit about your background.
I grew up on the west side of St. Louis. Was mainly inspired by my cousins, family members that were into music. As I got a little bit older, my uncle, Al Smith, he was a big influence with the music. My aunt also gave me music growing up, and just all around me. And me being like the oldest child on my mother's side, I kind of, had to kind of find my own way with what I was going to do and what I felt was going to be, like me, figure out what I was great at. And that was one of those things that I just figured it out and just kept pushing with it. So here we are today.
Like, how did you come to realize that music was actually the way forward for you?
Just performing in front of people, friends and family, because you come to them first before you come to people outside of them that you don't know, right, to try to test it out and see how you doing, and how, if it's good, if it's a good idea, if it's bad, how good you are or whatever. You work the kinks out with the fam and friends, and that's what I was doing, and they was really like giving me good feedback and telling me to keep going, like, okay, these kids are good, but he's really good. So just keep doing what you're doing. Like, and
right,
that just gave me the confidence to just keep pushing with it.
Yeah, I mean, confidence comes from wisdom. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those things where it looked like you gained wisdom from the feedback that you were getting from people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, they let you know, like, it's one thing if somebody say that you're tight, it's just like a one-off. Yeah. But after people tell you time and time again, it's like you really need to take heed to that and kind of run with it. So I think it's good that you went in that way. Yeah. Now, everybody talks about skills, and it takes a lot of skills to pay the bills and get the thrills. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had to sacrifice one skill, like let one go, like which one would it be? And which one would it, like what would you let go?
As far as the music?
Yeah, as far as the music go.
That's a tough one, because I look at all of them as kind of equal.
That's how I see it too.
As far as the music, but if I really had to sacrifice one, I would say it would be the metaphors. It's like, metaphors are tight. They cool. You can do double entendres, triple entendres if you're good as me, But I'm just saying, like, but with the storytelling, it impacts people differently, because people go through situations, and the way that you do it, if you do it in a strategic way and in the same sense to where people can relate to it, then it'll impact more in the future. The metaphors may not be here 10, 15 years from now. That might be something that people just say completely forget. Because think about it, majority of the industry right now, a lot of people don't focus on that. But, right, different strokes for different folks. So don't get me started with my light at.
I mean, it's like, as far as fashion, like, what's some of your fashion influences and why?
I'll say Pharrell, A$AP Rocky, Wayne, people like that coming up, and the stuff that I liked, the clothes and stuff that I liked, was almost like an extension of the artist that wore those things. You grow kind of with the artist too, in the same sense. And he started, they like, hip hop influences fashion, so you can relate to, I got Tommy, he got Tommy. He got good raps. It's a lot of things that you can relate to, and he just extended it. I feel like he still extended it. Pharrell was kind of one of those leaders, though, in the same sense, to where it was like, okay, I'm familiar with the stuff that he's wearing, but he's taking stuff to another level. Those are the people. A$AP Rocky's another one, too. He's just always been fashionable. You see he's in the newspapers and the magazines and everything, and Fashion Week and doing all that. And I feel like they influence each other in the same sense too. But the clothes don't make the man. The man make the clothes. Remember that.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, I feel you on that. So as far as your style of music, like tell us a little bit about your style of music. Like how would you describe that?
It's many layers to this onion, man.
So like if you could make a gumbo, a real gumbo of flavor based on what's influenced you as the ingredients, like what would it be? Like would it be a sprinkle of this artist, a sprinkle of that artist? Like who would you include in that mix?
That's a good question.
Don't say salt and pepper, nigga.
Oh no. No, if you want that good ghetto jambalaya, I would say Wayne. Sprinkle in a little bit of him. Gotta chop it up, throw in a little bit of Outkast. You know, you gotta get Andre and Big Boy, you know, major influences of me. You got Mystical. You got Scarface. You got Nas.
Yeah, that's
if you put the cherry on the top, I would say Ludacris. Yeah, but it's specific with him as far as like the
spice,
the wordplay, and yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, that's a mix for real. That's a flavor. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, I know you've been performing around St. Louis, and like to people who haven't seen you yet, like when it comes to performing, what's your style? What's your style of performance? I know you got some niggas that's real animated like Busta Rhymes. You got some people who don't hardly move. You know what I'm saying? Like what's your shit like?
I would say, also in the same sense of me having many layers to this onion, it really depends on the song. I move with the mood of the song. So if I have a song that's a little bit more turned up, you're gonna get me turned up but not overextended, because it's not in my character to go over exaggerating crazy and do all this. Kind of laid back.
Appropriate, huh?
Yeah, appropriate. You think of Fab. That might be a little piece of the ingredient, you know?
A lot of people say Fab boring, though.
Fab is underrated.
Okay.
Yeah, he just a piece of the onion, you know? I got other sides, too.
Right.
Like, I may have a song, you know, where I'm getting in deep in depth like Fab on the subject matter, but I also may have a song where I'm playful with it, is to turn up like Wayne or somebody, or, you know, somebody else that I stated that may turn up a little bit more, you know. But the core of me is, I would say, kind of like a Nas or a Fab, and that me as a person.
Okay, like genuinely good dude, hood dude, seen.
Yeah, seen a lot, seen everything, but also in the same sense, you know, it's what makes me.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's just like I just move with the wind with it. You can't put me in a box, you know. I can move, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that.
Go with the flow for the
Go with the flow. Exactly.
Flow with the flow. Yeah, I feel you. So as far as like when you put the flow to the pad or when you type it in your phone, like how do you go about putting the words to the song? Like what's your creative process like?
First of all, when I had a beat that I want to listen to, I'll listen to it for a while. I kind of pick up a cadence. I listen to the beat to see how the beat goes, and whatever part out of the beat that I like, I can kind of, okay, this is how we're going. Then I start coming up with words in my head, okay. Then, okay, it starts rhyming, it starts clicking. Then I'm making sentences. So the sentences that I start off, I'm like, okay, I'm making sentences with it. That was a hard bar. Okay, I'll keep that. But how am I going to start this off? This is how I'm going to start it off, okay. Let me see. That's hard, but that's not hard enough. You know, so it's a whole process. Okay, we got that. Start with the verse. Then we'll take it, after we got everything down packed with that, let me figure out what the hook is going to be.
What differentiates you from other rappers in the industry?
I feel like the subject matter and my subject matter, I would say, and also the diversity. Not everybody, but it's a lot of people that I notice are like one track with how they make their music. Me, I may come from right field and not even know how I got there, but it just came to me that way. You know, it all also depends with me upon the beat. May be the smallest thing in a beat that makes me think, okay, I want to go about this differently. I want to go about this way. This sounds good with this in my head. You know, so it starts within as far as me, and it's all of it's kind of like an experiment, but it's just, I felt like in my lifetime, all the experiments that I created was something that was great to other people.
For me, it sounds like people look at your shit as being groundbreaking for the most part. As far as breaking ground, like where do you see the future of the music industry going? Like what do you see lying in the future for music? Hip hop in particular, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. I feel like hip hop just continues to get better and better. I'm not sure what the future of it may be, but a perfect future for me would be all of it to make sense, you know?
Yeah.
Like basically to everything to travel that same line of it being music you turn up to and also music that you can learn from.
Yeah, I mean, like, music is one of the things where learning from the music is really important because a lot of people get their morals from the music.
Yeah.
So I feel exactly what you're saying on that.
Also, with the turn up music, you know, to dig a little bit deeper, the drums and all that, that's in us as far as, like, you know, black people. That's in us, like, to, you know, from our ancestors and everything. That part of it is natural. But
Right.
also in the same sense, you know, we're very intelligent people as well. So, you know, we have lyrics with it, to put with it. So I feel like it's kind of just in the air because hip hop is one of them type of things. It always surprises me personally because you never know who's going to be next or who's going to do what or do this or do that. And I think that's what is the excitement and keeps me having a passion for it because you never know what's next.